Happy New Year, and I hope everyone had great holidays. Now, more Counter-Strike! After covering certain aspects of the game in the last few videos, some being map related, I wanted to take a look today at the maps that never made it to the final map pool of the game. There are two types, ones that were cut before the release of CS 1.6 and ones that were cut during the beta, but let's start with the first ones. First up, CS Arab Streets. Despite being a bit primitive, what can you expect from these old maps? It's pretty memorable with a boxy and enclosed design resulting in quick encounters, but the map overall isn't really all that intuitive. Anyway, starting from the CT side and going through a couple of hallways, you'll get to the power plant where the Ts and hostages are. Inside this power plant, there are lights which can be turned on, plus 2 cameras for the Ts to use. Also this. And this. The map takes place in Iraq. Yeah, it sure does. Arab Streets was made by Jason Blum, released on 26th of August 2000 and removed on 13th of March 2001. Not a bad map, but kinda meh. DE Option, short for Final Option. This map takes place in a rocket lab and has 3 bomb sites. The design is honestly a bit confusing and takes getting used to. I understand why this map didn't make it because despite how technically well it's made, the multi-level layout, tons of doors, buttons, elevators, and 3 friggin' bomb sites doesn't really hold up in terms of gameplay. Also, T-bots cannot navigate this map for some reason. There are 6 cameras for the CTs to use, and this entry sweep button that electrocutes the entire T-spawn. Someone has a grudge against AFK players, I see. Honestly, for me, it isn't really an issue that there are 3 bomb sites, but having to constantly open doors, break vents, and use elevators. Also, getting shot from multiple elevations, it can become a bit repetitive. Option was made by John Atea or Poor Uric, released on 26th of August 2000 and removed on 13th of March 2001. Although it looks good, the layout and gimmick are Option's greatest detriment. AS High-Rise. Ooh, an assassination map. Well, this overview isn't really helpful, but don't worry, there's a reason. It looks like it's on a rooftop, but right below it is an entire luxury condo filled with so many useless rooms.
We have a private room with a TV, a large lobby equipped with a fireplace which doesn't deal damage, along with a fully equipped kitchen. And here in the royal bedroom you'll find the Great Wave of Kanagawa by Hokusai. And here in the office there's the skull with cigarette along with vase with daisies and poppies, both by Van Gogh. Quite exquisite taste in art, I'd say.
I guess this place belongs to the VIP who may be a baller but is actually a congressman according to the map description, so CTs start in the condo and have to make it up to the helipad on the roof where all the Ts are, which roof is clipped off from all sides so you can't throw yourself off of it like other maps. There are stairways and hallways that lead up, but also a few ropes through the windows which, if used by a CT, just makes them such an easy target. As opposed to other assassination maps, here it's very easy for the Ts to just camp the rooftop and guard all the exits due to how open it is. High-Rise was made by Pantera or Matt Zimanski and released on 26th of August 2000, then removed on 13th of March 2001, much like the other maps I've mentioned so far. Not much else to say here. I guess there's a hidden room with an advertisement for a website that's long gone, but oh, by the way, there's the Pop Dog billboard. DE Rotterdam. Honestly, this one is kind of unremarkable. Yeah, it's well made and textured, but layout-wise, it's hit or miss. Yeah, you can notice a trend with these removed maps. Overall, it's pretty simple to memorize. Oh, a seagull! Destroy them all! Yes! Okay, where was I? Oh, right, yeah. The name of this map is a real city in the Netherlands. Godverdomme Rotterdam! What I think makes this map unremarkable are the angles and overall layout. It just doesn't provide much strategy. Unless you go through the tight corridors up top, pretty much everyone will congregate in the middle of the map, since there isn't much of anywhere else to go. Rotterdam was made by Rob Smulders, released on 13th of March 2001 and removed on 12th of September 2001. An adequate map that unfortunately provides lackluster gameplay. CS Thunder. This map takes place on a hydroelectric dam facility. It has a pretty straightforward design that works well enough for a hostage map, but oh boy, what's Desolin's gonna complain about this time? This map sucks! No, but honestly, I think this map is pretty good. My only gripe is I wish the T-spawn and hostages had a more elaborate layout, because with the way it is, there isn't much cover. Otherwise, navigating the map is easy to understand. There aren't that many useless rooms and connectors. There's also 3 whole cameras at the CT's disposal to use, but not many options are available when it comes to defending angles because of lack of props and how open everything is. I also like to believe this map might have worked better if it was a diffuse map instead. Nonetheless, it got a remake in CSGO and was featured in an operation featuring many improvements to the layout and angles. Thunder was made by Chris Audi, or Barney/Narby, released on the 13th of March 2001 and removed on 12th of September 2001. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention, there's a hidden room next to CT spawn that has all of the map credits. Very typical for Barney. Overall, pretty good map, which I don't entirely know why it didn't make the cut, but I'm glad it got a revival at least. AS Tundra. Well, this one looks rough. There seems to be a lack of updates to it, but nonetheless, it's playable. Being introduced in beta 6.5 makes this the oldest of the bunch here, and again, the lack of polish makes this the jankiest map of them all. The VIP here has 2 extraction points, an APC on the other side of the map, or a helicopter, which is so far away and hidden you might as well just go for the APC. For the heli, there's an underground route, but it's not really viable considering the APC extraction point is easier and closer. Getting the VIP to escape can be from anywhere, left, right, center, from above, or underground. Tundra was made by David Marsh Zaphod, released on 8th of June 2000 and removed on 16th of January 2003. Supposedly this was a really popular map during the beta. I don't entirely know why, but I get the appeal to an extent. Tundra is also the only deleted map that has a screenshot of it featured on the Steam page of CS. DE Vegas. I really like the aesthetic and idea here, but unfortunately the layout is confusing as hell to navigate. It's just a bunch of big rooms interconnected like a multi-layered pipeline system, which really doesn't serve gameplay very well. Sometimes, no matter where I want to go, I get lost, because despite the rooms being very distinct, the direction of each exit can be misleading. This map obviously takes place in Las Vegas, but more specifically, a complex called Haxor. Oh, not the 2000s lingo again, but it's actually a parody of the real Luxor complex. Anyway, you can spin the roulette table, which was a very important detail to point out. Also, in this same room, shooting this seemingly broken slot machine reveals the mapmaker's alias. Golden Shower. Next to this bomb site, we have a room with 3 cameras, which is an interesting placement for them to say the least, but whatever. Vegas and Foption are the only diffuse maps with cameras anyways. Then there's a part of the map that's completely useless, and that's this hallway next to T-spawn, which leads up to the tower. Excuse me, why? Maybe intentions for this map were different in the beginning, and this was just left over. Now, let's talk Easter eggs. There's a poster in the security room I can only assume is a picture of the map maker, right? This next one is a bit more elaborate. Going to the entrance and touching this vending machine, followed by walking through the security hallway and going back to CT spawn, climbing the stairs and breaking the wood, will make a G-Man hologram appear in the opposing bedroom, but only for a short while. Vegas was made by Mike Rosser, Cadaver, and released on 26th of August 2000 and removed on 16th of January 2003. Great idea for a map location that probably would have ended up in the official map pool if polished more, but due to it causing CMC mismatch crashes on servers, especially on Linux-based ones, it's what probably led to its removal. And that's all the maps that made it through the beta or made after, but were ultimately cut for one reason or another. Some were flawed by design, others were just lacking in general. Well, now it's time to cover the other cut. Yeah, listen. I wanted to include everything, but since this video is so long already and was just planning to rapid fire all the maps from the other list, I will actually leave them out for a separate video so I can elaborate on them at least a little bit, instead of just, oh, here's the map, its name, it's not finished, moving on. No. They deserve better. So that will be for the next part, but still, don't expect as much info dumping and listening to my stupid opinions. Oh, speaking of stupid opinions, I was really curious about going to the deep ends of social media. Maybe I could get mad and lose some brain cells, because that's always fun to do, you know?